Hi, everyone. So I am hopping on to give a special podcast recording of the guilt free. Hi, everyone. So I am hopping on to give a special podcast recording of the Guilt Free Healthy Living podcast. So if you don't already listen, you aren't already subscribed, you can go anywhere you listen to podcasts or on the Casey Fitness website. So I am recording this live on Facebook. So if you are hopping on, I will be answering questions. I will be talking about a few things that's going on in the world and talking about things that we can do personally to not only help the spread, but also stay active and healthy during this time because it's really an uncertain time. And I want to make sure that there's a positive light. So the recording will be available on all podcast streaming after we finish talking on the Facebook Live. So if you are hopping on the Facebook Live, drop a comment of any questions you have, anything that's going on in the world, anything that's going on here in Arizona, or anything that is happening in your home. So if you have health and fitness questions, drop them in. I'll be talking about a few things as well. So currently what's going on in the world, we all know that coronavirus is affecting our everyday life. And I want to address it, address what's happening. And so right now, there's a lot changing. Things are changing by the hour right now. So Sunday, the CDC put out that recommendation for groups no more than 50 get together. So right now that is including a lot of group exercise classes. It's including a lot of gym closures. We had several gyms closed today. Vasa Fitness closed today. EOS Fitness closed. I have not heard anything from like Lifetime or LA Fitness, Asporta, UFit, any of those, whether or not they're staying open or closing right now. But as of now, I believe most gyms are at least closing down their group exercise, which is a huge thing that opens a lot up. I personally have been self-quarantined for today is day 4. So we have been staying home. We've been watching what's going on. We've been addressing things that are coming up, particularly about our wedding. So if you saw the Facebook Live yesterday and you're like, she might not be okay. I am and I'm not, and that's okay. So I do want to address that it's okay to not be okay right now. There's a lot of uncertainty in the world. We are watching. I spoke to our wedding coordinator yesterday, and I said, hey, I just want an update. What's going on? Like, I'm not putting any pressure. I'm not jumping to any conclusions, but hey, I just want an update of where the venue is at. Because really, our wedding is at the mercy of the venue, whether or not they decide to send everyone home or cancel weddings or anything. And I know a lot of people are in that position right now because spring is such an amazing time for weddings because the weather is starting to warm up. The flowers are looking amazing. And so my heart absolutely goes out to anyone whose wedding has been canceled by what is going on. And I hope that you and your partner are standing together and standing tall in this moment of uncertainty. David and I absolutely are. We have talked about what could possibly happen if our wedding is canceled, if it is limited to a certain number of people. You know, I joke that when we picked up our marriage license 2 weeks ago, we should have just walked over to the justice court and had it signed and, you know, had all that. We did not. So nobody go tell my mother that we did. We did not. She actually has the marriage license unsigned right now, so she knows. But my heart absolutely does go out to the very, very special events in people's lives that are being canceled right now. Even though we're not sure if we're going to be one of them yet. But we are staying positive that everything that's going on that is set to limit the spread will continue to limit the spread and flatten the curve. And when May 2nd does come, that we're able to celebrate our day. Fingers crossed, positive vibes coming to that. Other than that, we are watching the IOC as well, so the International Olympic Committee, for Olympic trials and the Olympics. For those of you who are becoming new listeners or are just coming around, David is qualified for the Olympic trials in diving, and we're just waiting to see what's going on. So we're not jumping to any conclusions. We're not panicking. We're not quickly canceling things ourselves. We're just sitting and waiting right now to see what does happen, which is okay. That's absolutely okay to just sit and wait, because that's what we're doing right now. Something else that I want to talk about is the social distancing that is happening. And the biggest thing that I want to point out about this, a lot of people are staying home from work. A lot of people are canceling family events. They're not going to see family right now and all of that. And I do want to say that social distancing does not mean social disconnection. So Brene Brown, if you aren't familiar with her, she is amazing on human connection and things that we search for in our lives. And she talks a lot about social connection and how, especially our generation, is now the loneliest. So if we're the loneliest generation, even though we have the most social connection availability, and now we're told to stay home, and we're told to self-quarantine, and we're told not to go to certain events and the grocery store and all of this stuff, how is that going to affect our level of social disconnect? And I want to urge you to not disconnect. I feel it. Guys, yesterday I wanted to disconnect from you guys. I wanted to just sit with myself and sit with Pepper and sit with David and just watch what was going on and watch what could possibly happen to our wedding and how all that's going to go. And I had to force myself to not to. And that's really hard sometimes. It's really hard when you feel like you want to disconnect, when you want to, have some protection from what's going on. And to be able to put yourself out there and, join the Zoom meeting coffee events that are happening. I posted that new workshops are coming this week. I'm posting more and more workshops to help with social connection, to talk about health, to talk about fitness, to talk about what we can do at home. I'm sharing those, and the main focus, I'm going to share a little bit in these workshops. I'm going to give some tips, but then the majority of these workshops are going to be your questions and what you need. So watch out for that. The schedule is coming out, or go to caseyfitness.com/workshop. That is going to be the best place to take a look at that. And they are at a heavily discounted price because I want you to stay connected. I want you to keep moving. I want the economy to keep moving. I want you to be able to socially connect. Past that, I do recommend self-quarantine, and this has been a huge topic lately. So there's been a lot of people talking about social distancing, self-isolation, not self-isolation, self-quarantine. Feels like self-isolation. But there's been a lot of things coming out about what this means. So just tidbit, if you have not heard, social distancing is physically distancing ourselves from other people to attempt to stop the spread. So right now it's rapidly growing. We are, I believe, over 4,000 cases in the United States alone, which is unbelievable the last 15 days. So unbelievable that everything has increased so drastically and so quickly. And it's scary, guys. It is scary. And so what we can do is to limit the spread is this social distancing and self-quarantine. So what this means is if you do not have to go out, if you do not have to work, if you do not have to go get medicine, if you do not have to go get groceries, do not go out. And it doesn't mean don't go outside. So even in my own head, like I'm thinking, all right, self-quarantine, I don't go outside. That's not what this means. It means we can go outside, go take walks, go get fresh air, sit on your patio and enjoy a drink. I have kombucha here. You guys see me drinking it, not touching my face. But it does not mean don't go outside. It just means that we want to go outside away from people. And so this is really important. I've seen a lot of posts about people not being happy about staying home or not being able to stay home, and specifically things about it being a luxury to be able to stay home right now. And my heart goes out to these people that do feel this way. I work from home. Everything is set up at home. I coach my clients from home. I do all my videos from home, my Facebook Live. So nothing is changing in that regard. I'm still showing up for you guys. I'm here. I want to answer all of your questions. I want to help you. But I do want to point out that the reason for self-quarantine, the people who are self-quarantine, like David and I, we are doing it so that it's safer for those who do need to work to go out and do it. There was an amazing article that was posted about social distancing and what it can do to help flatten the curve, and how when a good number of people in the society stand still. So stand still means self-quarantine, it means social distancing, it means doing all these things. It makes it safer for those that do have to go out, because there are less people that might be asymptomatic carriers, that might have symptoms, that might, whether mild or not, we are making it safer by staying home so that they can do their job. And I'm talking healthcare workers. I am talking, plumbers, people that have issues with that because of the ridiculous amount of toilet paper that they're buying. I'm mostly talking about healthcare workers when I'm talking about this. Retail workers are feeling it too, whether you work in a grocery store, or I saw a line out the door of Target today. Like, we actually went to go get groceries. We needed a few extra groceries to be able to go a couple weeks staying in the house. And we drove past Target on the way back, and there was a line out the door. And guys, that's scary to me. And so staying home means that we are protecting ourselves, and we're protecting other people. So the people who have asked me about self-quarantine, I've made the comment of, if I am a asymptomatic carrier, so meaning I've been exposed to somebody who might have been exposed, or somebody that tests positive, which I could potentially have been, because there's a 5 to 28 day incubation period with this. It means that we don't know who could be infected. So if I am an asymptomatic carrier, which at my age I could be, because younger people are not having the symptoms, the immediate symptoms that are coming up, that means that I'm not spreading it to people. And if I'm not an asymptomatic carrier, I don't want to become one. So that's really, really, really where this social distancing and self-quarantine is so important. Now, on the other side, when you're told to stay home, the main thing that you want to do is go out. So I really want to touch on activities that we can do at home to not only stay healthy, stay active, stay busy. So I sent out a list this morning to the Casey Fitness email list. If you have not gotten that, you can go to the Casey Fitness website and sign up for that email list. I am sending out a ton of stuff right now, including a flash sale that's happening tomorrow. That's only going out to my email list and my private Facebook group. So if you are not on either of those, get into those. I'm like moving my chair and I hear this squeaking. It's me. All right. So yes, those things are happening, but a list went out this morning to the Casey Fitness email group about things that we can do at home. And there are a lot of things that we can do from home now with the beauty of the internet. So the first thing on that list is have virtual coffee with a friend, or start a virtual coffee date meeting. So Zoom is great for that. Zoom stocks are through the roof right now because of all the people moving everything to online. That joke of meetings that could really be an email? We're learning that. But if you get a free Zoom account, it's absolutely free. You set up with your friends, hey, at this time, we're all going to get on, we're going to have our coffee or whatever beverage that you like in the morning, and we're just going to talk and talk about something other than the world right now. Talk about your favorite color, your favorite movie, your favorite book. Make a virtual book club. Like, it's so amazing of what we can do over the internet. So if you do make a social book club, a virtual book club, the book I'm reading right now is The Originals by Adam Grant. Other amazing books that I have read lately, The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. I just read The Infinite Game by Simon Sinek. If you are looking for more fantasy books, you could always read Harry Potter. I hear that's really good. I've never read it. Eragon is very, very good. Maze Runner. And all of these are available online too. If you're looking for an amazing book on healthy eating, I'm going to plug my book shamelessly here. The Becoming a Meal Prep Master book is available on ebook for 99 cents. So 99 cents, you can learn more about meal prepping. And there's actually activities in that book, now that I'm thinking about it, that you can do while in self-quarantine. So there's a couple things that you can do right now to help yourself when this does lift, make it easier to move into that space of knowing how to meal prep. So that is available in the Amazon store. So Becoming a Meal Prep Master book by Casey Lee is available in the Amazon e-store. So something else that I put in Disney Plus, I do heavily commend Disney for what they're doing right now. They shut down all parks worldwide. They postponed the release of a couple movies, Mulan, and there was one other one that was supposed to come out in the end of this month. They are postponing it. I think they're going to change that as self-quarantine does happen more often. They might go the Universal route, but also Frozen 2 was put on Disney Plus. There are several others. All of the Star Wars movies are now on Disney Plus. The Rise of Skywalker was put on digital early, so that's available as well. Universal has put all of their movies that were supposed to be on in theaters right now on like Apple TV and other streaming services. So there are all these new movies to have some popcorn and curl up on the couch and have a movie marathon. I saw there was an article about virtual museum tours, and I think that's amazing. Chicago also let their penguins roam around the aquarium when they close to humans. Adorable video if you haven't seen it. But you can take virtual tours of museums. So there is that as well. So there's a lot of things that we can do to occupy the time, and things that don't include just watching the news. I am fully honest. I'm in a cycle right now of checking the news because everything is changing by the hour. And I want to make sure that I'm up to date so I can answer questions for you guys as well. But at the same time, there can be an overload of getting information. And it can be very, very negative for us. And I don't want it to be that. So I am trying to limit what I see on the news. I am still watching the IOC. I'm still watching, the CDC for news about our wedding, but we can't focus on that. Another thing that's happening right now, a lot of coaches are discounting their courses. I'm going to sneeze. Goodness. Maybe not. But a lot of coaches are discounting their courses, including me. So if you are looking to learn something new during this time, there are a lot of courses. There's a flash sale coming, like I saw like I said earlier, to the KC Fitness email list, as well as the private Facebook group that I have, the Guilt-Free Healthy Living group. I saw another coach is giving 70% off their media if you're somebody who needs to get more media, if you're running a business. So, I'm sure Udemy has a huge sale right now. But if you're looking to learn something new, and this is an amazing time to learn something new, absolutely. And all you need is your phone or your laptop or TV or something. Pick something new to learn. So if you aren't sure about the Guilt-Free Eating course, it is all about healthy eating. So it's simple. It lays it all out, teaches you how to track if you want to track, teaches you how to do intuitive eating if you want to do intuitive eating, how to lower your grocery bill when the aisles get back replenished, and how to become a master meal prepper and live guilt-free. So that's the course that I have available. So that is probably a good 30 hours of content is within that course. And you get lifetime access and all future updates that come with the course. So that's amazing. If you want to learn something new, that is absolutely there. I've seen people learning coding and learning programming. I found a ball of yarn that and a crochet hook from my grandma. So I'm practicing the stitches that she taught me so many years ago. But there are so many things that we can do at home. So if you didn't see that list, I believe it is being posted this afternoon, as well as this podcast episode. I'm going to be doing a couple extra podcast episodes, just talking to you guys, answering any questions that you have, dropping them in the comments. Also, there are free workouts coming to you guys. So I am doing Facebook Lives. This morning I did a core blast workout. A couple days ago I did a vinyasa yoga workout. Tomorrow is mindful meditation. There's a lot coming. And then of course, if you have been looking at my private coaching, so that means you get a coaching call with me. We dive deep into everything in your life. We can talk about what's going on in the world. I'd rather not, because that's not focused on you. I am doing my 12-week private coaching for week to week at a 50% off right now. So I want you guys to stay moving. I want you to stay active. As I said, the gyms have closed in Arizona, so a lot of them are closing. Group exercise is closing, and I want you guys to stay active at home. Whether you have equipment or not, it does not matter. We can get a good workout at home. So that is at caseyfitness.com is all of that information on the workshops, the ebook, private coaching, the course, the flash sale that's coming tomorrow because it's my birthday. Yes, I'm still celebrating my birthday. Of course, I can't miss my 24th birthday, celebrating all of that. So that is all I have for you guys today. I'll be hopping on probably every day for a while, recording a podcast episode, a special podcast episode to talk about what's going on in the world, any updates that may affect you, and how we can stay healthy and active as this self-quarantine goes on. Let me know. You can email me at casey@caseyfitness.com. Check out the Casey Fitness website for anything extra as well. Those workshops will be posted as they are scheduled, but they will be pretty frequently right now so that we can all get together, have our cup of coffee, talk about health and fitness, and all the fun things. All right, guys, I will talk to you soon.